The cars were set to head out into the empty quarter and take on the 48-hour chrono. Nasser Al-Attiyah would be opening the road, with some of the other frontrunners starting later, after tactically losing time on stage 5 in order to have tracks to follow. After a short stage yesterday, they were in for the long haul today. Matthias Ekström was looking forward to the challenge.
I think I'm in good company if I need help with my hotel tonight, building a tent and sleeping in the desert. So, no, it's first time for all of us. We just have to be humble and enjoy it and see what it.
I really like the idea. To go to sleep in the middle of the dunes and do a long special is something I find very innovative, and it really works in the spirit of the Dakar. Nasser Al-Attiyah was in full attack mode and was first to leave. Even for the 5-time champ, opening the road was proving a challenge. Guerlain Chichery had moved ahead, and soon Juan Cruz Jacopini had caught Al-Attiyah after he'd gotten stuck. The Argentinian started 6 minutes after the pro-drive man, but the two were now side by side, both following the single wheel tracks of Chichery. For this stage, the cars and the bikes ran different routes, so they would usually have some bike tracks to follow, but today it was just an empty expanse. Yazid Al-Raji was leading the Dakar, the first Saudi ever to do so, until 51 kilometers into the chrono. The wrecked overdrive Toyota on its side. Co-driver Timo Gottschalk, crestfallen.
Unlucky, we do it well, we catch Jacopini, we catch Chichery, yes. And we come here and small kick, very small. You can see it is nothing. But I don't know, he take the car like this and the car landing in the side way. And with high speed, we are in high speed and roll, part of game of Dakar. Thank you.
Simon Wietze has been making steady progress up the overall rankings. In his MD Optimus, he had a disastrous stage 1, classified 124th. But 9th on stage 4 was impressive, hauling him up to 39th. But he lost almost 2 hours in the opening 50 kilometers. Since those troubles, his pace has been solid. Another MD rally entry is Christian Lavier. The 1998 FIM Endurance World Champion won the T2 stock class 3 times and has 3 top 10 finishes to his name in Ultimate. Lavier was running 19th overall at the start of the 48-hour chrono and was running 17th 400k into the stage. Sebastian Loeb started 35th on the road. We really focused on the strategy yesterday to have good track conditions today all along the special stage. We're starting far behind, that was the goal. We'll see if it pays off or not. It was a big time penalty that Loeb took yesterday, 15 minutes, in order to be further back in the pack. Other frontrunners like Sainz and Petter Hansel intentionally slowed to drop a couple of minutes, but nothing like to the extent of Loeb. The Frenchman was on a charge though, and thankfully for him, there's a low risk of punctures in the dunes. Laia Sanz, Guy Botterill and Alia Kolek demonstrated the challenges of navigation perfectly. Alia Kolek in the 239 red-lined Revo Plus entered Buggyra is in her second Dakar and her first in the Ultimate class. In fact, between these 3 cars, only Laia Sanz has competed in the top class before. Monsieur Dakar, Stefan Petter Hansel, was flying. 225 kilometers into the stage, he was running 4th, having been as high as 2nd, as he carved his way down giant dunes. He's on the lookout for a 15th Dakar victory, but it seems this isn't going to be the Frenchman's year. We actually got a puncture, and when we wanted to use the hydraulic jack, it broke. The body of the jack was torn, so we lost all the fluid, and we don't have a manual jack, so we don't know how we're going to change the wheel. The hydraulic jack system is connected to the hydraulic system of the power steering. So we no longer have power steering, which makes things a bit complicated. I really don't know how we are going to manage. And so the clock struck 4 p.m. The drivers had to park up in the next rest area they came to. Defending champion Nasser Al-Attiyah would have inherited the overall lead with Al Rajhi crashing out, but so far it's been a surprisingly uncompetitive performance from the Qatari. At the rest area, he bemoaned the difficulties of having to be first on the road all day. 400 kilometres into this 548 kilometre stage, he's fifth and 24 minutes off the fastest driver, while Sebastian Loeb's gamble appears to have paid off to a certain extent. After 400k, he was third fastest, just 5 minutes off the lead, but yesterday's 15-minute time loss is still going to be a big hit to Loeb's hopes of a first Dakar title. Mattias Ekström was not happy with the driving and navigation yesterday, as the Swede lost 5 minutes with various errors over quite a short stage. The positive was he was delighted with the setup changes he made and said the car felt the best it had all rally, leaving him optimistic for the future. Well, now we're in the future, and the changes certainly worked. Ekström ran at the front all day, and at the 400 kilometre mark was lying second.
400 kilometers was very difficult, so now we fueled and we got the last bit, but was very nice view, very difficult, but yeah, it's some part left, so we have to concentrate all the way to the end.
Ekström was behind his teammate Carlos Sainz. Sainz was less than 5 minutes ahead, but the Spaniard was phenomenal today. The quickest driver over the first 400 kilometres, it seemed a trouble-free run. Al Rajhi's shunt, Al-Attiyah's struggles and Sainz's pace means that the 61-year-old is provisionally leading the rally. So this is how far the drivers have made it into the 48-hour chrono. Former leader Yazid Al Rajhi is out. His dreams of winning a first Dakar over. Mattias Ekström, Nasser Al-Attiyah and Gulen Shishiri are the three drivers who made it to the E-Camp, so will sleep together this evening and have less ground to cover tomorrow. Krzysztof Holacik had a tough day today, losing a couple of hours in the first 100 kilometres. As a result, the X-Raid Mini driver is only at B-Camp at the end of today. Sixth on the prologue remains his highest finish of the rally so far, but this is the Pole's first Dakar appearance since 2015.